I've read over 1,000 books, and this isn't even all of them, but I'm going to show you the great things that I've learned from all these books right here so you can implement it in your own life and see if it really works out for you the same way it did for all these successful people back here. So the first one, this is quite obvious. I think everyone should implement this in their own life if they want to become successful, is structure. Structure is really important because without structure, who really are you? You know, you need to build these pillars in your life to understand who you want to be and who you want to become. So going from that, you have these 4 pillars in your life. And this pillar could be your vice. This pillar could be something you enjoy. This pillar could be your habit. This pillar right here could be your emotional tendencies, per se. And all of those 4 pillars right there are going to lead you or highly be influenceable towards your path, because these 4 pillars right here, they're more than just pillars. They're basically the groundwork of your life. This is where you make your decisions. This is your framework. This is what you operate based off of, and this is how you move as an individual. And I say these 4 pillars because they lead to your path, because how could you know where you want to go if you don't even know where you are? So to understand who you want to become, you must understand who you don't want to be as well. Let's say Kanye had a song over this. I actually don't remember the exact song, but it said, "Everything I am is everything I'm not." And that just basically means that if you want to become successful, just look at it through the opposite lens. What is a non-successful person? They're lazy. They're addicted to some sort of vice. They don't follow God. They are greedy. Things of that sort. So just take that as you wish. Leading on to number 2, which is habits. And I say habits because there's a book, I'm sure you've all heard of it. This is basic knowledge, surface knowledge. Atomic Habits by Jordan Peterson. But this is not where I got this second thing that I'm teaching you right here from reading all these books. This is just a collection of what I've learned, and this is what everybody, and I mean at least 80% of highly successful inputable individuals always say, that habits are highly, and I mean highly influential towards your success and your well-being. Because habits, to put it in simple terms, you have person 1 right here, and you have person 2, and they both have the same amount of potential. But this person right here goes from putting 100% of their potential to X, which could be literally anything in the world. And that leads to another thing, and that also leads to another thing, and that leads to another thing, which leads to and you just see where your potential is going to waste. So right here, when you're at the very end and you actually want to get some deep work done, you're only utilizing at least 15% of your potential into something meaningful, something that can actually be looked forward to in the long term. And this person over here, just goes straight into the deep work, because they understand that the first thing you do in the morning basically controls the rest of your day. So if I'm scrolling as soon as I wake up, what do you think I'm going to do for the rest of the day? I'm going to be lethargic. I'm going to be not wanting to do anything. Literally, I'm just going to want to keep scroll, because that's all I've been conditioned to. And you are being conditioned right now, and you can't control it. It is like gravity. It's an unstoppable force. But there's one good thing about this. You can control what is being inputted into your mind. So just understand that. And this person does a deep work because this is basically their pillar. From this pillar stems everything else. From this pillar, deep work is basically how they get more work done, how they get more productivity. And that basically leads to better environments and better memories with their family. You know, calling their family, and just miscellaneous as well. You know, just anything, like, let's say if you want to go play basketball with your boys, you're essentially buying your time. You can't buy the past, so you can only buy your past, or you can only buy the future. And then after that, after all the important work is done, they just go do whatever they want, pretty much. Tennis or an aristocratic sport. And the last but not least, this is the greatest of all. And I've studied downfalls. People always study the come-ups of the greats. I've always studied their downfalls. Why do people lose? Why do people just lose it all? It's because they get so greedy, or they want it fast. And time is not something you can control. Like I said previously, time is only something you can buy. And by that, I mean, if I'm doing something that is worth $10 of my time, I can basically buy something in the future that is $10. Pretty much, it's not the best explanatory way of putting it, but I hope you understand what I'm getting at here. But I say time with faith because you cannot know what tomorrow looks like. You don't even know what the day after tomorrow looks like. You know, you're planning out all this stuff, but the great thing about plans is plans change, but the goal never does. So you just need to have faith, all right? Because faith is basically the simple implementation of what you have is simply what you're meant to have right now. Otherwise, you would never have it. And we can take this graph, for example. You have all this motivation, you have a little bit of success, and then you start going down, and then you just start going down, and then you start seeing the comeback because you understand that you're doing kind of bad. You know, you got off track, and you start going back up. And then after that, you start going down because right here, let's say if this was business, for example, you started a business, you had a little bit of success, started going down, started going up, and now you're basically flaunting how you came up after this such a big low, and you have such a big high after a big low, and then you go down. And this is where most people quit because people want it all instantly. And this is over a 1 year span. This could probably be the 8th month right here. But the great thing about success is that it is mixed with luck. Success is mixed with luck, with longevity. Because if you show up every single day, luck is eventually going to find you because you've prepared yourself for it. You've had faith for it to come to you. You've basically accepted it with open arms, but you've also accepted time, that everything takes time. And it's just like this little meme right here. You're about to hit the diamonds. I mean, I don't take this with gambling, but I mean, it's exactly like this. And time can either be your enemy or your greatest friend. And I read a big book about Alexander the Great, and he had this quote: "I want my hands to swing in the wind so that people understand that we come to this world empty-handed, and we leave this world empty-handed after the most precious treasure of all is exhausted, and that is time." Just understand your time cannot be brought back. It can only be purchased. That's all there is to it. But you also need to have faith that it will work out in your favor because of I don't know if you believe in God or not. I personally do, but I personally just put my worries onto him about the future because I know everything he's going to give me is suited for me. Otherwise, he would never give it to me. And I'm no better man than you. I'm just putting myself out there, almost like a personal journal. I'm speaking to myself in a way. It's like unwanted advice. You know, when someone starts speaking to you and they start giving you this advice, it's just them talking to themselves, giving you advice they wish they gave themselves. But may God's will be done and not mine, and I'm trying to become better. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate every single one of you.